crap, man. I hope this battery holds out. I forgot to put the, say we got back late last night. So I didn't, hold on, got a road hunter coming, got a, got back late last night. I didn't put the other battery on the charger, man. This one's got a full charge. Depends on how much, depends on what happens between now when we come off the mountain, man. It may just go dead. Anyway, man, I was gonna tell a little, always gotta have a hillbilly story thrown in there. So, my grandpa didn't duck hunt. Never duck hunted with grandpa. When I got into duck hunting, well, we used to sluice them once in a while, you know, or jump shoot them, you know, off the ponds and stuff when I was a kid. And then I really got into duck hunting, really into duck hunting probably when I was 20. By the time me and Kitty got married, man, me and my buddies, man, all got really into duck hunting, you know, man, lots of digs, all that. And around that time, you know, and I'll be 54, so that's what, 34 years ago or something. But around the time that I was, I got into duck hunting, was in, it's long gone now, but there used to be and any of y'all that have been around Idaho and Boise and Meridian and stuff like that for a long time, remember Intermountain Arms, man. It was a sporting goods store. Well, my whole life, you know, I used to go in there with grandpa. My whole younger life, it was just a little sporting goods shop in downtown Meridian, Idaho, which back then Meridian, Idaho was just a little podunk. You know, now it's getting all pretty crazy. And but there was this, and there was a downstairs to it. We used to go in there all the time, man. We'd get over to Meridian, go over and over. Back then, when we'd leave, if you left Boise, there was a drive through the country. Now it's just all city, man, pretty much the whole way. Back then, it was like a drive through the country, and it's, I don't know what it is for Boise, man, 11 miles or something. But, anyway, so there was this Intermountain Arms, man. That was awesome, man. Old school sporting goods place. Which, when the old man died, we'll go tell a little bit real quick on that. When the old man passed away, the son took it over. Same thing happened to Copples Browsville, which was an old Army surplus place in Boise, man. The same thing. The old boy passed away, and son took it over, and they ran both of those places. It's like they get too big for their britches, man. There for a while, man, they built this huge Intermountain Arms, about the size of a Sportsman's Warehouse size. I mean, it was huge in Meridian. And then they opened one in Boise too, Intermountain Arms, man. TV commercials, you know, all the craziness that goes along with the bigger places, and then they ran that mother right into the ground and went bankrupt. Bummer. Same thing happened to Copples Browsville. Other than he just moved over on over at State Street where he moved to, but ruined that place too. Anyway, I always got to share, because one thing in my stories, dude, when I start thinking back, one thing leads to another. But anyway, I wish I had a picture. I think I have a picture of the Copples. If I do, I'll do it. They used to have like this big rocket thing out. Sold surplus. Man, I used to go in there and buy Army. That was back when you'd go in, you know, you could buy a field jacket for like 15-20 bucks, you know. Man, I used to wear camel pants and all that back then, man. I'd go in there and you'd buy a pair of camel pants for $3 or $4. So anyway, dude, I'm totally freaking gone, dude. Back to Sportsman's Warehouse. Back to Intermountain Arms. So at Intermountain Arms, man, so I'm in there. You know, this is, I was probably 20 years old or something. And I'm in there, getting some hunting supplies, getting some duck hunting supplies and stuff, and this little boy down in the downstairs with me. Let me check out my cabin here. Cow tracks there for a minute. I thought those were elk tracks right in the middle of this. Alright, sorry, dude. So anyway, so I'm in there and down in the downstairs. Hey, come on. And oh gosh, this is back, VHS days and stuff, man. I've told this story probably in the past a little bit, but so I'm downstairs there, and he's a kid. He's probably a little bit older than me, and he's like, man, have you ever heard of the Duck Commander guys? I'm all, no, man, I ain't never heard of them. And he looks around, he's all, dude, I saw you this, I got this bootleg, these are duck hunters, man. I got this tape, this bootleg tape, man, I'll sell you. I think, damn, $2, $5 or something. And he's all, man, it's the best duck hunting video you ever seen. These guys are amazing. They're kind of crazy, but they're amazing. So I'm like, oh, sweet, man, yeah, I'll take it. So I take it, man, and man, I don't know how. Dude, this is a long time ago, man. Phil Robertson, Duck Commander. Phil Robertson, had black hair and stuff, man. And me and Jace are like the same age, so he's just a younger kid. Take it home, and that's back VHS, man. Pop the tape in and watch it. And I'm like, wow, man, these guys, they're down there. At that time, man, they're back. Now, that first video, I'll never forget, they're down in the bayou, walking around, in all the cypress trees and all that, man. And they're standing out there, no blinds. They're just kind of hiding behind cypress trees, calling ducks into the swamp there, man. I'm just like, man, this is flipping amazing. So, I did. I got 2 more fences to run, but I just had to come check on my house. Somebody got a 20-inch grouse or something. Hold on. Get y'all propped up here. I always got them run down. My little cabin's over there, so I gotta check. Might be the last time I check it this year. So anyway, if I pick up watch that first Duck Commander thing, and holy crap, these guys are great. So I started stopping in there, and he didn't have tons of them, man. So I'd go in there and buy a bootlegged VHS tapes from him. This is back. We're talking, way years before Duck. Nobody even knew who the heck Duck Commander was at this time. Jace and the boys and stuff, and so, man, I'd buy these bootlegs and stuff, and then he finally hooks up and gets copies. I think, man, I paid $9.95 or something like that for actually, a VHS one that had a cover and stuff. A legit one, man, instead of the bootleg ones. Somewhere I still got all the bootleg ones, and I got the VHS ones, the little Duckmen. That's what they were called, Duckmen. That's what it was. He didn't say Duck Commander, it was Duckmen. You seen the Duckmen? And so anyway, man, so I'm watching these Duck Commander things. I'm going somewhere with the story. And for years, man, I watched these videos over and over, and life goes on. We have kids, and I'm still duck hunting my butt off during duck season. And, I end up getting, as time goes on, and actually at Intermountain Arms, man, I get my first, the kid that was all into them. Man, he worked there for a long time. He ended up, I don't even know what the dude's name was. We never duck hunted or nothing. Just, man, I only knew him from in there, which became, friendly or whatever, because I buy my bootlegged tapes from him. So anyway, man, he ends up getting orders in and gets, because Duck Commander gets a Duck Commander, their original duck call. Before, I mean, now you go in, man, they got all kinds. He had the duck call, and then I think he had the teal call, the little whistle one. So, man, oh, man, holy crap. And I can't remember what they cost back then, man, $11.95, something like that, which, you know, at that time with kids and all that was a little bit of money. So, oh, I'll be back for one of those, man. Get one. I want one of those, and I want one of the I think it's the teal, but anyway, I think it's a 7-in-1 or something like that, man. It's actually, you can turn around and call quail, too. So anyway, he ends up ordering those and stuff, man, and I end up getting so I got an official Duck Commander duck call, and, man, I'm stoked, dude. Man, I have my other duck calls and stuff, man. I go to where I'm just using I master the, kind of dark. Master the Duckman duck call. Well, that ain't worth a crap either. I'm just moving you all over the place, dude. There we go. How'd that? So I get I got that duck call, man. Use it, man, dude. I used that thing for years, and ended up getting a couple more because I had the orange clear one, and so time goes on, man. I buy a few more, man, and you know the Duck Commander calls. You start seeing them around. You know, we didn't have Walmarts and stuff back then. The first Walmart didn't come into. Boy, when did they build that? Man, I lived at that place. Man, I don't even remember what year. I would say later '90s before Walmart ever got over in our area. Because, man, all through my bass fishing, you know, when I was fishing the tournaments and stuff like that, man, you'd look into, you know, like Bassmaster Magazine, you know, and they'd have ads for the Walmart. Oh, look at all those specials on those lures. Man, I couldn't get them because I didn't have no Walmart. So anyway, as the time goes on, man, I get a collection of, I don't know what I got, man, 4 or 5, you know, different Duck Commander duck calls. Well, time goes on, man, I hunt, and we duck hunt and all that stuff, and lo and behold, you know, nobody knew who Phil Robertson and the Robertsons and the Duck Commander and all that. Nobody around here really knew who they were. And as time goes on a little bit, man, and the Walmart gets here, and the Sportsman's Warehouse, you know, gets here, and they build one of those, and by this time Intermountain Arms is long gone. And I go in there, man, and wow, man, they got a Duck Commander, one of those sun shield things, you know, it's Duck Commander. I'm like, oh, man, I got to have that. So I got me that. And then by this time, I'm driving truck. And, actually, I was driving truck when I met that kid, too, for Henderson. Anyway, see, that's what I do, is I do off this way. So anyway, so, man, all of a sudden, I start seeing some Duck Commander stuff, man, and I buy me, like, the bag, man, just, you know, Duck Commander bag with the Duck Commander thing on it, and get me some other stuff, and then all of a sudden, oh, and they had that show on Benelli, which I didn't have cable and all that, man, but I bought the dang VHS of that too. Might have been DVDs by then, but they had another show, man, before, way before the Duck Commander, or not Duck Commander, but Duck Dynasty crap. Which Duck Dynasty is my least favorite. You know, it's funny and stuff, and I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons, you know, but it was just you know, it wasn't a hunting show, man. It's more of a reality type. And I can tell you, I could go off on the reality thing, you know. I've met with those producers and stuff, so there's a lot of bull crap that goes on with that. So anyway, so man, Duck Dynasty starts. And holy crap, man, all of a sudden these guys that I've known about for 25 years or 20 years, whatever it's been, they are every convenience store. Man, there is freaking Phil Robertson bobbleheads and, you know, I mean, insane, dude. They just blew up, you know, Duck Dynasty, everything, everywhere. And, I'm like, holy crap, man, you know, it was almost like losing a friend. So, this goes on and crap, and, man, it's getting close to Christmas. And like I said, I've told this story, so if you've been with me for a while, you may have heard this story. So, and actually we had our, sidetrack off of that, we actually had our store, and Kitty called, and this was before Duck Dynasty. Kitty called, Kitty called Sliver, the duck commander down in Louisiana, called him and talked to, I think it was Missy. She talked to on the phone, you know, this was before Duck Dynasty. And it was when we had our trading post, which was, jeez, man. I guess that would have been 13 years ago or something. And it was before their, right, man, not too long, like a year, maybe 2 years before their, the Duck Dynasty show. And calls down there, and I can't remember what the price was, and, you know, it was a little chunk of change, but man, I was like, man, I want to get Duck, or get Duck Commander duck calls in here, because nobody sold the, I don't even remember how I got, I think that kid at the thing ordered the ones, because at this time you could not, but at this time, okay, when she talked to them, no, eBay, we were doing eBay, because at the store we had eBay and stuff, so I guess I was, but you couldn't, there was nowhere that you could go just buy duck calls, really, at the time when we had our store. And I was like, man, I want to, you know, get a display and stuff and get some of the Duck Commander calls, man. We could be one of the only ones selling those in the valley down there and stuff. So she talked to him and stuff. We never actually did get them going. So time goes on, man. We end up closing down the trading post and move over to another place, you know, still doing our thing out towards Marsing, Idaho. And that's when the Duck Dynasty just exploded. You know, they're everywhere. It's just crazy. So, watching, well, I'm like, holy crap, man, there's this crap everywhere. And somehow I heard that that year that the Duck Dynasty thing, everybody, that Christmas, it was everything Duck Dynasty, everything, man. Everybody wanted Duck Dynasty stuff. And they were having a shortage on duck calls, because this is back when, you know, Duck Commander or whatever, they were still making their, you know, their calls themselves or whatever. And they were so behind on the orders, nobody could get duck calls. So by this time, there's Walmart and all that crap around there. And they actually, one of the other first things I got, I used to buy Phil's seasoning at Walmart. Once Walmart opened, they had this, man, it's great seasoning, man, especially on, catch some little trout, man, sprinkle some of that Louisiana Cajun spice on there. Anyway, so I hear this, so I'm like, well, heck, man, I got my whole string, you know, or my whole thing of duck calls, which I'm still duck hunting at the time. So I kept the, you know, the original one for a while. Dude, I put those on, man, and these used calls that I had, I ended up putting them on, you know, for auction, and it was like, I think it was like the first part of November. And that was the year, man. It was going to be everybody's, you know, that day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, all that crap. Nobody could get Duck Commander stuff other than stuffed animals and hats and stuff. And everybody, you know, everybody and their brother wants a Duck Commander duck call. So I put them calls on and ended up getting 70, 80, 100 bucks for these used duck calls, you know, that I'd paid like 12, 15, maybe 20 bucks for. I ended up selling them all, man. I was like, dude, I will get me one later, you know. It was actually duck season, but I don't think I was doing too much duck. I don't even remember. So, I don't remember how that works. I know I might have just used regular, Ducks Unlimited call or something, because that's what I'll be using until I get, because I don't even have a Duck Commander one right now. So anyway, yeah, so I put those calls on and just, man, make bank, you know. I make like $400 or $500 off of my string of Duck Commander duck calls. So then me and Miss Kitty are in the Walmart, and at the time there was only there's a Walmart in Boise, a Walmart in Ontario, Oregon, a Walmart in Mountain Home, and so I go, but anyway, I'm in the Walmart there in Boise, and dude, here's Duck Commander duck calls on the shelf. Just some fluke, man. So I'm like, holy crap, man, I just sold all them ones. So I just grab every one of them. You know, man, and it was like $300. They were like I said, man, 15, 20 bucks a piece. So I buy them all and get home and put those on eBay, dude, I start getting 80, 100, 120 bucks a piece for these duck calls that I've paid like 15 or 20 bucks for. I'm running them at auction. I'm like, holy crap, man. So we jump in the rig and drive over to Ontario, Oregon. I buy everyone. They didn't have a lot of them, but I bought all those. And I drove over to Mountain Home and I bought all those. And I had the drawers on my desk. The bottom drawers were just loaded, man. And I just started handling those. I don't even know how much money I made off those duck calls that year. It was flipping insane. It was great. Anyway, let's walk down here and check out the cabin. See how it's doing. Been up here for a bit. My favorite. Another one of my favorite places. It's kind of been destroyed. They remember a couple years back, somebody had been in here tearing it up. You notice this last time I was up here, a tree had fell on it. Lots of tracks. See, somebody's tore down the wall. It just fell down. Still got the Chevy parts. Anybody need some Chevy parts? Not too much thing right in here. Someone's going to come back and cover that. Yeah, people have done a lot more rotting in here. I know Justin and Danielle. Let's get their butts kicked. I'll be having a talk with her about Dad. But I guess it's the thing to do. Ouch, son of a dude, I just hit my head up there. The original, man. I always had to hear this be so awesome to have this. This is Forest Service. What about trees on it? Should cut that off of there. This is the one I put this one back together once. Look at that old rusty gold, man. Alright, we'll get back on. Get back on our fences, just checking on it. And hit it in there in the last two fences. Oh, so you probably think, what the heck got that crazy hillbilly thinking about duck command? Well, for one thing, I hunted duck hunted for so many years, you know, and always watching my videos and everything like that, that I haven't duck hunted. Kevin was telling me last night, but we got our duck stamps. The first year we bought the CRICK bottom. We just didn't really duck hunt, man. There's not a ton of totally different duck hunting up here than down there. You know, most of ours down there, which the Snake River ain't that far. Me and Carr talked about going and doing some over there too. Then we're gonna do it with canoes and stuff instead of the flat bottom boat or P-road. But anyway, what got me on that was yesterday I'd stumbled on, you know, and I listened to their, because they got podcasts and everything now, and I listened to their Unashamed, you know, podcast. I listen to it here and there, not regular, you know, or not every episode or whatever. But I tune into that once in a while, and yesterday I was flipping through YouTube and found a newer one. It's been going for a little bit. I hadn't even seen or heard of it, but called The Duck Room. And listened to it, and actually got to see old Si's wife was on there. Man, first time I'd ever seen her ever in all these years. It was pretty good. It was pretty funny, and then that got me to watch another one, man, with Phil on there and stuff. Always some funny moments and everything, always. But the main thing that got me thinking about this, I was thinking about Dude, once I get into, or once I start thinking about duck hunting or doing duck hunting, dude, I live duck hunting, man. I love duck hunting. It's one of my favorite kind of hunting, man. I call them in, whistling wings and all that, dude. There ain't nothing like it. But anyway, man, so I've got digging around. I got one duck call. It's the only duck call I can find. You know, I'm sure I got some around somewhere, goose call and stuff like that, but I only found one, and it's a Ducks Unlimited call, and it's pink. I won't use it anyway. But I got on yesterday and ordered me an original, you know, and I'll get, now that whole thing happened the first year that Duck Dynasty, when they first went crazy. So man, you back to, I think I paid $15 or something. So that's what got me on that. Just thinking about duck hunting, man. I got the fence is all done for the day. And my son-in-law, these are his tracks. It's going to come up in here. This is as close as they could get. There's a big old tamarack. I don't know what it was. I'm pretty sure he might have already been here this morning. Let's see if I see any evidence. Well, see, there was a big old dead tammy in here. I just don't remember exactly what direction they are. See, the tamaracks are the ones all turning yellow. Beautiful. The moon up there. Huh. I thought I might, which it's, you might have been in here early. This is, well, finished the fences up mid-afternoon. I don't know what time it is. Whew, it's warming up, I'll tell you that. Go from freezing morning to, feels like Mojave Desert out here right now. Dude, I cannot remember for the life of me. I thought that Tammy was over here, man, but I don't see any evidence of him, of anybody cutting anything. I was thinking it was over here. Anyway, man, that, we'll see what, still got a good distance or haul out of here. So if anything happens, then I'll clip it in. But other than that, man, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Check out the links below. The eBay store and the t-shirts, and get your postcards in. I actually need to show, I haven't shown the postcards for a while. Get a chance to do that before the drawing or not, man. Usually I show the postcards and I haven't. Doing fences and fishing and hunting and just living, man. I haven't really showed the postcards too much. This blows my mind. I can't remember which tamarack. I haven't been up in this. Because this, man, I've done the fences, and this is actually on the way. Getting ready to go down that gnarly road we've taken you down before. Guys already in the truck. Like I said, man, if anything transpires between here and the creek bottom, you never know what's gonna happen or play out. Good Lord willing, and them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya. See ya.